Welcome to episode 378, Eric Schmidt, leading Google from 150 to 50,000 employees. This is an outline of episode 378. There are two reasons why we study Eric Schmidt. First, he's one of the most successful non-founder tech CEO of the world. Second, he's one of the originators of the idea of genius hours. Let us meet Eric Schmidt.
Does that scale down to, in terms of leadership, as it gets below them? Is your leadership, do you look at other leadership styles, or is there one leadership style that you think organization?
I think what we figured out was that in a product-based business, which is what Google is, there are leaders who are uniquely talented to lead these product groups. And over again, over years and years, we would say that the core problem we have is we need a particular kind of person. Let me describe that. It's a person who's pretty technical, knows how to ship products, understands the market, and understands the strategy. All the people who didn't fit that were put in secondary roles. But if you could find somebody who really wanted to do Chrome or really wanted to do Android, right, we would say, go for it. But you'd check on them. But they would be able to say, this is the strategy, these are the competitors, this is the technological opportunity, and they see where they're going and they can tell you, and they're going to work for you doing it whether you ask them or not. They're so committed to it. It's that product vision and the ability to implement it that is the differentiation.
Eric Schmidt was born in Falls Church, Virginia in 1955. His father was a professor of international economics at Virginia Tech and Johns Hopkins University. In high school, he was an outstanding runner. He studied at Princeton University. At first, he wanted to study architecture, but soon changed to electrical engineering. After that, he earned a master's and PhD in computer science from UC Berkeley.
So, tempus fugit, time is money. Most of all, time is dreams, and computers give you time for dreams. I walked across the stage in 1982 for my PhD, and that year the computer was Time Magazine's Person of the Year. That quote is from that article. Computers were just entering the mainstream, big blocky contraptions, lugged into houses and plunked down on desks. Most of America had no idea the power of those machines, but most Americans started to find they suddenly had more time for dreams. Now, computers obviously gave me time to dream too, in all the different labs and workshops and dorms. There was something in the air that made you think, something that made you dream. And today I feel that again, being here with you.
From 1983 to 1997, he rose to CTO of Sun Microcomputer and famously developed the Java language.
The history of Java is that it was designed originally around a small set-top box. The language itself is a derivative of C++. We went through C++ and we articulated all the things that were in there that we didn't like, that we thought would allow security problems of one kind or another. We run a virus scan. What happens is the Java program comes in and we do a byte scan. We also then run the Java program in its own interpreted space. We don't let the Java program do many of the classic virus kinds of behaviors. Now, Java is to C what the net was for the microprocessor.
From 1997 to 2001, he was CEO of Novell. Google was founded in 1998 on Stanford campus by Sergey Brin and Larry Page. In 2001, upon recommendation of the funding venture capitalist firm, Eric Schmidt was hired to be CEO. Some kind of adult supervision to Brin and Page, both still in their 20s, and had no experience running a business. Managing Google was no easy task. Eric Schmidt devised a successful formula, later known as the genius hours. Google prospered under Eric Schmidt. Google grew its employees from 150 to 50,000, a 33-fold growth. In 2014, Eric Schmidt wrote the book, How Google Works. In this book, you'll find everything you need to know how Eric Schmidt ran Google during his 10 years. Now, stepping down from Google in 2017.
Spending a lot of my time on science and technology issues and philanthropy. Move would allow him to have a more hands-on role in developing artificial intelligence for defense. Raised questions. Schmidt is a known womanizer despite being married for 37 years to Wendy Schmidt, who said in 2012 they started living separate lives because she felt like a piece of luggage following him around the world. News outlets have been sniffing around Schmidt's former flames, looking for a Harvey Weinstein-like bomb.
China might beat U.S. in AI because we do not have a national policy on
I
AI.
want to turn to China for a second. Some of the top AI companies in the world are in China. Intelligence.
So I don't know if you all saw, but a month ago, China actually announced its AI strategy. And I actually read it. And it's pretty simple. By 2020, they will have caught up. By 2025, they will be better than us. And by 2030, they will dominate the industries of AI. Okay? And just stop for a sec. That's the government said that. Weren't we the ones in charge of AI dominance here in our country? Weren't we the ones that invented this stuff? Weren't we the ones that were going to go exploit the benefits of all this technology for betterment and American exceptionalism in our own arrogant view? Trust me, these Chinese people are good, right? But to me, the more interesting thing about going there was to see that all of the top computer science people from China had shown up. And my conclusion was they are going to use this technology. They're going to use it for both commercial as well as military objectives, with all sorts of implications over that period. But we know what they're doing. They have announced their strategy. Okay? So you're crazy to treat them as somehow second-class citizens. I think a national focus on investing, starting with, and so the specifics are pretty straightforward. Investing in research. America is the country that leads in these areas. There's every reason to think that we can continue that leadership.
Eric Schmidt on being underestimated.
Well, in my career, I was always underestimated as a business person because I did not have a business degree. I think with the success of Google, that ended.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. My next video will be Eric Schmidt, 10 Lessons. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.